So we'll start with the different causes of each type of uveitis. See, right now you don't have to really know what they are in each. I'll explain to you in a moment later. Just understand the different causes affecting each type of uveitis. The list is exhaustive. There are still lots of conditions you can add to it, but these are the commonly asked questions, commonly asked questions in your exams. I'm just highlighting those. Anterior uveitis causes HLA-B27. Very, very important. Ankylosing spondylitis, Reiter's syndrome, psoriatic arthritis, JRA, juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, Fuchs heterochromic iridocyclitis, PSS, Posner-Schlossman syndrome. Okay? Intermediate uveitis, two important causes: candidiasis, multiple sclerosis, posterior uveitis. Viral, important is HSV, herpes simplex virus, CMV, cytomegalovirus, HIV associated uveitis, toxoplasma. Toxoplasma is also a pan-uveitis condition. I've put it here because toxo is very, very important cause of posterior uveitis. Pan-uveitis. So they can affect the anterior, intermediate and posterior segments or post aspects of uveitis also. Sarcoidosis, VKH syndrome, sympathetic ophthalmitis or sympathetic ophthalmia, TB, syphilis, herpes zoster infections, Behçet's disease, toxo, just now I told you, toxo. So try to understand, try to keep in memory the different causes for each, especially anterior, especially posterior and pan. Most importantly, pan uveitis. Just make sure that you remember this list properly. Another similar list is granulomatous uveitis condition. What are the causes of granulomatous uveitis? So any granulomatous diseases like sarcoidosis, tuberculosis, leprosy, also syphilis, also VKH syndrome, Vogt-Carrera-Hayanagi syndrome, HSV, herpes simplex virus. So this list is important. This list is important. So remember these two lists. So first, what I'll do is I'll take up each cause in separate. I'll discuss salient MCQ points only related to each. So first I'll talk about HLA-B27 associated uveitis. You may pause the video, you may take this down if you're taking notes. Okay, so I'll talk about HLA-B27 now. HLA-B27 seronegative. They are seronegative, they are Rh factor negative. Three important conditions associated. They are also called as HLA-B27 associated spondyloarthropathy or spondyloarthritis. Three important conditions. One is AS, ankylosing spondylitis. RS, Reiter's syndrome or reactive arthritis. Psoriatic arthropathy. Three important points. Okay, HLA-B27 associated seronegative spondyloarthritis is the most common cause of recurrent anterior uveitis in young males or males for that matter. The most common cause of recurrent anterior uveitis is this HLA-B27 associated seronegative spondyloarthropathy. Fine. Ankylosing spondylitis. Remember bamboo spine appearance on your X-rays. Okay, here you have low back pain, classical symptom explained. Okay, that is because there is enthesitis. The enthesis or the part where the ligaments attach to the bone, the enthesis gets inflamed. There is enthesitis, especially at the sacroiliac joint. Okay. Reiter's syndrome. Reiter's syndrome, there is an important triad. What is the triad? UCA in this order. Urethritis, which is non-specific urethritis. Conjunctivitis, arthritis, UCA. This is Reiter's syndrome or reactive arthritis. An important point about Reiter's syndrome is that you have a very important sign over the soles of the foot. Sole. There's going to be psoriatic-like lesions. These psoriatic-like lesions are called as keratoderma. keratoderma blenneragicum. Keratoderma blenneragicum. Important feature. You will learn in dermatology, but this is important because I'm just highlighting here. Very frequently asked question. Psoriatic arthritis, you know psoriasis what it is, and you have this, like the saucer deformities will be seen in psoriatic arthritis, which you'll be learning in ortho also. Okay, so that ends with the HLA-B27. Now I will talk about other important is JRA. So before we move on to JRA, I will talk about HLA-B5 associated condition called as Behçet's disease. In an exam they will ask the question, HLA-B5 associated is Behçet, HLA-B27 associated is ankylosing spondylitis. So after this lecture, please go through all the HLA associated conditions from your pathology. They are of very important high-yield topics. So Behçet's disease will cause bilateral non-granulomatous panuveitis, whereas your B27 associated will cause same bilateral, same non-granulomatous, but they will cause only anterior uveitis. Behçet will cause panuveitis. They spare none. What is the triad of Behçet's? Uveitis. What is this? The oral ulcers. And you have genital ulcers also. An important feature in the eye is you have hypopyon in Behçet's. You also have hypopyon in ankylosing spondylitis. But the classic feature in the hypopyon of Behçet's disease is transient mobile hypopyon. So when I am going to shake my head or tilt my head, the level of hypopyon will change because of less fibrin content. Whereas in ankylosing spondylitis you have more fibrin content, so they will stay like that. That is it with the Behçet's disease. And not just that, you have some vasculitis associated with Behçet's. So you can have retinitis, choroiditis, that's why it is called as panuveitis. The next one is JRA, or the lots of names are given: juvenile rheumatoid arthritis or juvenile chronic arthritis. There are three conditions. One is the pauci-articular, polyarticular, systemic. The systemic is called as the Still's disease. What is Still's disease? Systemic, JC or JR. Systemic, Still's, S for S. Poly, where there are more than 5 joints involved. Pauci, less than 5 joints involved. This JCA in eye is also called as white eye uveitis. White eye uveitis, because the eye will be relatively white. Okay. White eye hypopyon is seen in Behçet's. There also the eye will be relatively white. But white eye uveitis, they will ask, what is white eye uveitis? It is JCA, juvenile chronic arthritis, or juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, or juvenile idiopathic arthritis. Okay, so these are the important things to understand. Okay, this is the most common association, uveitis. Pauci JCA causes uveitis. This is the least common. Pauci JCA, it is RS, rheumatoid factor negative. Okay, in the exam they will give you a picture. A child, a juvenile, he is going to have, what is this? Over cornea. Not here, just over the cornea. It's called as BSK, band shaped keratopathy. BSK. Pupil, there is going to be complicated cataract. Okay. This condition, along with posterior synechiae, also will be there. Okay. So the cataract is going to have like this. There is this festooned pupil because of the posterior synechiae. There is going to be cataract, complicated cataract. If this picture is given, the diagnosis is JCA. Okay. Very important. BSK is a very important topic in cornea. They will ask, what is the treatment? The treatment is EDTA application, because BSK is essentially calcium deposits. So you give EDTA, which is a chelating agent, it will just chelate the calcium. So you apply EDTA over the eye, you just can scrape off. So superficial keratectomy. Okay. Details we'll talk about in cornea topic later. Just understand this is the classic feature of JC. Next we'll talk about Fuchs heterochromic iridis necklace. Fuchs. Heterochromia means difference in the iris colors. Heterochromia, iridis, difference in the iris colors between the two eyeballs. Here is blue, here is normal. Heterochromia, iridum is in the same eye, different colors. So, heterochromia is there. Iridis. So, there are two eyes. There will be a normal colored eye. There will be another eye where you have hypochromia. This hypochromic eye is the affected eye. This hypochromic eye is the affected eye. There is going to be complicated cataract. Okay, this is going to be complicated cataract. And in Fuchs again you will have not bilateral but unilateral non-granulomatous. What uveitis? It is anterior uveitis. Anterior uveitis. The reason they have found that rubella is a cause of Fuchs. Don't want, just understand this. There's going to be cataract, but there is no posterior synechiae. There is no posterior synechiae in Fuchs. Okay. Then an important feature, two important features I want to understand. I want to tell you. I previously told in the anterior uveitis signs. I told stellate capillaries in Fuchs. Okay. See, this is cornea from front. I can see some star-shaped keratic precipitates. These are fine. These are these are not like they don't form this RLS triangle. They are diffusely spread. These are the stellate capillaries. And in Fuchs, a very important sign is there. The small vessels in Fuchs will spontaneously rupture, thereby forming hyphema in the anterior chamber. This is called as Amsler's sign. Called as the Amsler's sign. Okay, these are some important points about Fuchs. Okay. Next, we will talk about Posner-Schlossman syndrome. Posner-Schlossman syndrome. What is this? Also called as glaucomato-cyclitic crisis. Also called as hypertensive uveitis. It's a condition usually affects males in general. Okay, they will ask a question in your exams. There is a minimal inflammation of uvea with raised IOP. What is the diagnosis? PSS. So this is a recurrent attacks of uveitis with increased intraocular pressure. So it will be like uveitis plus glaucoma. But the treatment is, again, just like mentioned previously, the treatment is give treatment for uveitis. You can also give glaucoma drugs, but you should not give pilocarpine, you should not give latanoprost. Okay. What is the type of glaucoma? You know, it's a uveitis with glaucoma. The glaucoma here is an open angle glaucoma, not a closed angle. The uveitis, it's a non-granulomatous, anterior uveitis. These are the points to be understood as far as your PSS is concerned. Next, I'll talk about a very, very important topic, sarcoidosis. Sarcoidosis. What do you see in sarcoidosis? They will give a question in the exam. A middle-aged female presenting to you with breathlessness, with blurring of vision, with joint pain. Breathlessness, blurring of vision, joint pain. What is the diagnosis? In the middle-aged female, it is sarcoidosis. Sarcoidosis is a very important high-yield topic. You will be reading it in your medicine. But right now, I just focus on the eye aspects of it, along with some few important points. In sarcoidosis, there is a bilateral, there is a granulomatous, there is a panuveitis. It's a granulomatous. So you'll have this so you'll have this mutton fat keratic precipitates forming this RLS triangle to be seen. And not just that. Pan. So anteriorly you will see the capillaries. Intermediate. You can see the snowball opacities can also be seen. Also it is a posterior uveitis. there is retinal vessel changes occurs. Now, what happens in the fundus? We have finished. What are these two? Posterior aspect is our concern. See, this is going to be the fundus. These are the vessels. These are the vessels arising from this. Okay, so you can see the vessels here. There is going to be inflammation of these vessels. There is periphlebitis. It affects the veins, then the arteries. Periphlebitis. So, the exudates, the perivenous exudates, they form like a wax dripping from the candle. It's called as the candle wax dripping. Candle wax drips. Candle wax drips. That is important. There are some nodules above retina called as the pre-retinal nodules. You can observe these pre-retinal nodules are called as, the sign is called as Lander's sign. Lander's sign. Lander's sign, pre-retinal nodules. Periphlebitis with perivenous exudates, candle wax dripping. There is a name for this candle wax dripping. They may ask in names exams. We never know because this is a common name. What is the French name? It is this. However you want to pronounce it. Entatis da bouche. This is a name given for this candle wax dripping. Okay, and I want to just mention two important syndromes with sarcoidosis. One is Lofgren. Second is Hereford. Hereford syndrome is also called as uveoparotid fever. There's going to be uveitis, there's going to be parotid gland inflammation, parotiditis. What is seen in Lofgren syndrome? It's a triad. The skin conditions you have, then you have bilateral hilar lymphadenopathy. Bilateral hilar lymphadenopathy. The third one is you have polyarthritis. Okay. What are the skin conditions? Erythema nodosum. Erythema nodosum. Lupus pernio. You will read about it in your dermat. Just understand these two. So two important symptoms, Lofgren's, Hereford. That ends our discussion on sarcoidosis. Now I will talk about a very, very important topic, that is VKH, which you will not read elsewhere, you will read only in ophthalm. V, which is vote, K for Karada, Hayanagi syndrome, vote Karada Hayanagi syndrome, VKH. VKH, 3 letters, so it should involve this bilateral. VKH, it is a granulomatous. VKH, it is a pan-uveitis. So this is the ocular feature. So this is in eye. So what else is involved? It is a oculo-neurocutaneous disorder. Oculo, this is the condition. Okay. What is the neurological? There's going to be tinnitus. They may have hearing loss. They may have encephalopathy also. This is what happens in neuro. Tinnitus, encephalopathy is what you see. Meningismus, deafness, cutaneous, poliosis. You can also involve poliosis in ophthalmic condition, just whitening of eyelashes. Vitiligo, alopecia, loss of hair. So these are what's seen in cutaneous conditions. So it's an oculo-neurocutaneous condition. Now I'll just give you some details about the ocular thing. Okay, just three important things I want to say. This is a limbus, corneoscleral junction. Okay, limbus. That is a perilimbal vitiligo. Vitiligo is whitening. There's a depigmented lesion. So this perilimbal vitiligo is called as Sugira sign, Sugira sign. That is the perilimbal vitiligo. Okay. Then they will ask on the fundus. Fundus picture, optic nerve, macula. Fundus is here, you will have some depigmented areas are going to be seen. This is what we call as the sunset glow fundus. Sunset glow fundus. Okay, understand this. This is sunset glow fundus, which is seen in VKH syndrome. Okay, what else is seen is some nodules or some subretinal granulomas, some granulomas between the retina and the choroid. That is called as, I'll just put here, these are the granulomas. The subretinal granulomas. They are called as Dahlen-Fuchs nodules. Remember Sugura sign, perilimbar vitiligo. Remember Dahlen-Fuchs nodules, which are seen in VKH syndrome. Remember sunset glow fundus, which is seen in VKH syndrome. Dahlen-Fuchs nodules is also seen in the next condition which I will be talking. But this is a very important topic. Please read about VKH syndrome. Okay. So next we'll talk about sympathetic ophthalmitis. So the next topic is sympathetic ophthalmitis, a very interesting condition to deal with. When I'm going to have a trauma in my one eye, say in my right eye, if I'm going to have a trauma, this is called as the exciting eye. So there's going to be obviously some pathology in my right eye where I have trauma, but not just my right eye will be involved, even my left eye is also involved. This left eye is called as sympathetic eye. The left eye has found sympathy, so this also has got its own share of the pathology. So this is the exciting eye, sympathizing eye. Here you can observe severe congestion, and not just that, this is going to be a bilateral granulomatous uveitis. What uveitis? It's a non-suppurative uveitis. There is no pus as such. That's why you have hyphema here. Okay? You can observe the KPs here. They'll ask three important questions. First is, when do we have sympathetic ophthalmitis? It is 3 to 12 weeks after trauma. So it's not an early manifestation, it is a late manifestation. What is the first symptom? The first symptom told by the patient will be the blurring of vision because of loss of accommodation. Therefore, there is loss of near vision, not the distant vision. So loss of near vision is the first symptom. The first sign is retrolental flare. There's going to be flare or some densities or some obscurity behind the lens. So retrolental flare is the first sign. The treatment is enucleation, which is you remove the eyeball completely with a section of optic nerve. Please do not eviscerate. What is evisceration? A part of sclera is being left behind. That is evisceration. So evisceration, when you do that, you may leave a part of uveal tract also. So that will still hold the inflammation. So this is always dangerous. So complete the pathology, enucleate it. Do not eviscerate. There are two important contraindications for evisceration. First is sympathetic ophthalmitis. Second is intraocular malignancies. Two important contraindications, very frequently asked MCQs. So with this, I'll take to the next important infective conditions. The first one being a very vast topic which you will cover in medicine, in your pediatrics, maybe in your OG also. That is toxoplasmosis. Yes, microbiology. So this is toxoplasmosis. Okay. So I will just give you some brief details. Toxoplasmosis is caused by this Toxoplasma gondii, which is a protozoan host. In fact, people say it is the most common protozoal infection in adults. In children, Toxocara comes. Toxocara, don't want right now. Toxoplasmosis, most common cause of protozoal infection, or most common protozoal infection in adults. What is the definitive host? It is not man. The definitive host is cat. Man is an intermediate host, not just man, sheep, cattle. The others are intermediate hosts. Okay. So microbiology apart, just understand. Toxoplasmosis can also spread to the fetus. So there is a transplacental spread of toxoplasmosis. That is what we have to understand. The important eye findings, you have unilateral anterior or you can have posterior uveitis. This is the important eye finding. And not just that. What happens in fundus? A very important sign. This is the fundus. Because it is a posterior uveitis, there is going to be vitreous inflammation. There is going to be dense vitritis. So there will be a hazy view when you view via an ophthalmoscope or when you view via a fundus pictures being taken. You can have severe haze because of vitritis. There you can find an yellow lesion. It is retinochoroiditis. Okay, not much difference. The thing is, choroid is less involved in compared to retina. So this retinochoroiditis is the main pathology. It is a focal necrotizing retinochoroiditis. So this is what gives the appearance of headlight in fog appearance. So what is the fog? The fog is the vitritis, the vitreous haze. What is the headlight? This is the retinochoroiditis. So headlight in fog appearance is seen in toxoplasmosis. Okay. Now, next we'll talk about the HIV associated uveitis. The last infective condition associated with uveitis is HIV associated uveitis. There is going to be a bilateral, there is going to be a non-granulomatous, there is a pan-uveitis. Okay, there is a pan-uveitis, but mostly it's a posterior uveitis. Okay. There are 3 MCQs associated with this topic. First is they ask what is the most common ocular manifestation in AIDS? In AIDS, there is going to be involvement of retinal vessels, what we call as retinal microangiopathy, thereby forming cotton wool spots. This is the first for this first question. What is the most common opportunistic infection in AIDS? It is CMV retinitis, cytomegalovirus retinitis. In CMV retinitis, there is going to be some retinal opacities, there is going to be retinal vasculitis, thereby giving you an appearance called as the pizza pie appearance. Pizza pie appearance. Okay. Also called as sauce and cheese appearance. Sauce and cheese. The cheese, the pizza, these are the opacities. The pie, the sauce, the reddish, the reddish parts, these are the vasculitis. This is also called as brush fire retinopathy. Brush fire retinopathy. So brush fire retinopathy, pizza pie appearance, sauce and cheese. 3 important points in CMV retinitis. They will ask another question. What is the most common fungal infection in AIDS? The most common fungal infection in AIDS is Cryptococcus. So most common ocular manifestation in AIDS is cotton wool spots. Most common ocular opportunistic infection is CMV retinitis. Most common fungal infection in AIDS is Cryptococcus neoform, which is a fungus. Okay. Heart therapy. Heart therapy you give for the HIV patients. When you give heart therapy, there is a paradoxical flaring up of uveitis. Why? Because when I'm going to give heart therapy, the immunity is going to get improved. When the immunity is going to be improved, the immunological reaction is there, therefore there's going to be more of uveitis. So be cautious with this. So to treat with, you can also give steroids. Very limited dose of, a measured dose of steroids can be given to contain this inflammation. Then we'll talk about some miscellaneous topics which I want to discuss. They may be asking your exams. First is ophthalmia nodosum. Ophthalmia nodosum is because of caterpillar hair. Just know. Caterpillar hair causing granulomatous uveitis. That is why ophthalmia nodosum. Second, what is uveal effusion syndrome? Uveal effusion syndrome. Uveal effusion syndrome is an idiopathic condition. They say the pathology is because of the thickness of sclera. The thick sclera, what it is that it's going to obstruct the outflow of aqueous humor. So there's risk of glaucoma. Okay, and not just that, the eye will be very different in this uveal effusion syndrome. There's going to be a small eye called as nanophthalmos. Because of this small eye, do you expect hypermetropia or myopia? There is hypermetropia, not myopia. Because the axial length is less than 19 mm. That is going to be hypermetropia because of the shortened eyeball. Okay. The risk of angle closure glaucoma, just mentioned, because the uveal effusion is there. The effusion, the uvea gets very much soaked with aqueous. That's what they mean, uveal effusion syndrome. This is one important point. Okay. Then, masquerade syndromes. What do you mean by masquerade syndromes? Masquerading means what? Mimicking. There are some conditions, some pathologies which will mimic like uveitis. So you should not think they are just uveitis. They may herald, they may harbor a more serious pathology. So they can be either neoplastic or they can be non-neoplastic. The non-neoplastic condition is amyloidosis. The neoplastic condition can be retinoblastoma, can be melanoma, it can be lymphomas, it can be leukemias. So, masquerade syndrome, masking an underlying pathology, can be either tumorous or can be non-tumorous. So, that's it. I want to end this lecture here with this whiteboard lecture at least. The next section I will discuss some image-based questions. Okay, so uvea is a very important topic altogether. And fortunately, I was posted in uvea clinic for about 20 days now, and the uvea fellows have been very kind to help me out here. So I feel this topic is very authentic. You cannot contradict whatever is here, whatever being taught to you right now. And also, this topic is of high relevance to you because you have to read it, so you can connect it with different systemic conditions also. So thanks a lot for your feedback, for your support. So stay connected, and I will see you in the next image-based questions section. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to this image-based review of Uveal Tract. Okay, so here I will discuss some image-based questions, thereby it will be a rapid refresher for you. So first we'll talk about this Arles triangle. Okay, I just discussed with you the mutton fat greasy granulomatous keratic precipitates will settle down because of gravity, and they're going to form a triangle called as Arles triangle. Hypopyon, pus in the anterior chamber, seen in Behçet's, where you have transient or mobile hypopyon. Hyphema, blood in the anterior chamber in Fuchs heterochromic iridocyclitis. The sign is called as Amsler's sign. Remember? Iris nodules. There are two types of nodules, Koppe's nodules, which are seen over the pupillary border of the iris, and Busaka's nodules, which are seen in the mid-iris region. Festooned pupil. When there is going to be a posterior synechia on giving a mydriatic, the pupil will dilate, thereby forming an irregular shaped festooned pupil. You can also appreciate complicated cataract, okay, which is the most common complication associated with recurrent uveitis. Heterochromia iridis, the difference in the iris colors between these two eyes. If it is the same eye, it is heterochromia iridum, will come here. This is the hypochromic eye, this is the normal eye. Okay. You can also observe this complicated cataract here. This is a patient suffering with Fuchs heterochromic iridocyclitis, and that will be the first cause of this. Also you can see heterochromia iridis in Horner syndrome, in Waardenburg syndrome, in chronic iritis conditions also. Rubeosis iridis, also called as neovascularization of iris, where you have the newly formed blood vessels coming here. So what are the causes? Most importantly, proliferative diabetic retinopathy, CRVO, retinoblastoma, and chronic iridocyclitis. Iris coloboma, where there is going to be a defective fusion of iris. You can see a keyhole defect in iris. During embryological time, when the embryonic fusion does not fuse properly, you have iris coloboma. Keratoderma blenneragicum, which is classically seen in Reiter syndrome, psoriatic-like lesions. Snowballs and snow banking. The snowballs, snow banking. seen in intermediate uveitis, the pathognomonic feature. Then VKH, Vogt-Karada-Hayanagi syndrome. Appreciate the vitiligo patches with the whitening of eyelashes, that is poliosis. It is HLA-DR4 associated. I didn't mention in the lecture, just make a note there. HLA-DR4 associated. The sunset glow fundus, what you see in VKH syndrome, the deep or the pale depigmented patches you can appreciate here. This is sunset glow fundus. The candle wax dripping in sarcoidosis, where there is going to be periphlebitis with perivenous exudates. You can see the exudates like wax dripping from candle. Finally, headlight in fog appearance in toxoplasmosis. So there is the severe vitreous haze because of vitritis. There is this yellowish retinochoroiditis, which is a focal necrotizing retinochoroiditis patch seen. So these are some important image-based questions which I wanted to discuss, and thanks a lot again. I hope you found this UVA lecture very useful. So please do support again and give your feedback. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.